So another thing that we do at Climate Control that kind of sets us apart is we offer multiple different types of HVAC equipment. One of my favorites and that we're installing quite a bit of, and it's growing at extremely fast rates, is the Mitsubishi multi-port, or Mitsubishi mini splits they're called, or ductless. There's a lot of different names people have for it. But everybody's used to seeing these wall mounts. You see them all over the world, they use them. They add them for bedrooms, bathrooms as supplemental cooling. But now with Mitsubishi's product line that we install is we can install multiple different types and styles of air handlers that we can do entire homes, entire buildings with. So that way you get a multitude of different temperature settings you can do. You know, some people like it a little warmer in the home, some people like it a little bit colder. So we can set that and design that for the customers by just installing different types of air handlers. So with Mitsubishi, I got the product line lined up here. Is, you know, we have ceiling mounts that you can do for each bedroom, conventional forced air handlers that you can do that everybody's really mostly used to. And then you can tie all these together as a zone system, all back to one condensing unit. So, you know, we get customers that say, hey, you know, I got a ducted AC system that we want to change it out, but I also want to condition my garage, which is great because we can put in a conventional unit, change it out with the Mitsubishi product, and then we can add a wall mount or a ceiling mount system in the garage to condition that if it's, say, a workshop. Or a back patio if they want to enclose a back patio or such. So we have different types of units to fit any type of application with the Mitsubishi product line. All right, so here we have the two main styles of the Mitsubishi condensers that we do here in this area. So this one here is more that people are familiar with, which is we call a one-to-one. So this one we install and it has a single air handler or wall mount inside. So this is a smaller, more compact or lower tonnage units. Then we get into these taller ones that what we call our smart multis. These ones here are nice because what we do with these is we can install up to 8 different air handlers on this one condensing unit. And how we do that is pretty simple. Right here is what we call our branch box or distribution. So you tie the refrigerant lines into it right to the condensing unit. And then in this model here, we can have 5 different air handlers spread out throughout the home. With those different air handlers, it all depends on what the consumer wants, what look they want, and what features they want. So the first one we have here, this is what we call our conventional forced air. Everybody's used to it. Has the blower on the bottom, filter on the bottom, typically sits on a stand in a garage, in a closet, mechanical room. And then on the top of it here, it has evaporator coil in the top. So everybody's kind of used to seeing these. They're sitting in their garages as they are now. So these we can install, hook up to your existing duct system and pipe it in just pretty much the way your normal system is hooked up. Another type of air handler we have would be, this is what we call our one-way throw. So this one, we usually use these in bedrooms. We can get them in very small tonnages. Filter changing is very easy. Filter access here, we can get to the coil, the blower. So this has your return right here, and then your supply comes out the turning vane right in the front. So you got to kind of imagine this is recessed up into the ceiling. So that's all you physically see, and we'd have one of these in each bedroom of the house if you'd like, or dining rooms, living rooms, or whatnot. In that same class of unit, we have what we call our 4-way throw. So this is the same principle other than we can throw all 4 directions with this unit. So these ones are usually in living rooms, dining rooms, kitchens, somewhere where we have a very large room that we want to get the air distributed in multiple directions. So that would be what we would call our recessed 4-way throw. Very popular too, they're very, very clean looking. The one everybody's typically used to seeing are these mount right on the wall. This one's a bit at an angle, but it sits on the wall, the turning vane, return comes right out the top. A lot of people don't care for these as much. Usually we install these in garages because they don't like the look of it. It's a very European look. It's a very kind of commercial look. So they usually go for the more concealed ones instead of the wall mounts. But these are great for garages, workshops, porches, lanais, stuff like that. The last one we have, this is what we call a concealed ducted or a low profile air handler. These we mount above the ceiling in the attic or in a commercial building above the acoustical ceiling. And it has the blower built into it. You got your porch, your drain line, the return side, and we hook up conventional ductwork to it. And these are more designed to do like one room or one living room or one garage area. I mean, smaller areas than say the big forced air units. So the big question I get is, why should I choose Mitsubishi style or the multi-port style over a conventional system? Well, I like to say it's not for everybody. I like to make sure everybody knows it's available, because some people are interested in it, some people are not. They're very high tech, they're very nice. We can set them all up on your cell phone. We can bring the technology as much as you want with these. So the advantage of having a Mitsubishi over a conventional system, if you like to keep different temperature settings in different rooms throughout the house, if you have a multi-level home to where you're spending most of your time on the first and second floor, maybe not the third, so you could set up different units for different rooms and run them at different temperatures. You can set them in what we call dry mode, to where nobody's going to be in that room for months, so we can just set it to where it keeps the humidity under control, and it doesn't really worry so much about the temperature. So if you want different levels of comfort in your home, these things are great. And another nice feature, if one head or one air handler goes down, you just have to change out or repair that one. You can add it into the modular system and mix, match, and pull parts out and put parts back in versus changing the entire system. Another benefit over the Mitsubishi product versus, say, conventional is these are typically a lot more energy efficient, because we're not air conditioning the entire structure with one unit at one time and bringing everything down to a comfortable temperature. So you can run your bedroom with a Mitsubishi at night at a comfortable temperature, and the rest of the house you can raise each room up individually. Or say you have guests. The guests can be comfortable in their room, you can be in yours, the rest of the house can go to a warmer temperature, saving energy and making it a little bit friendlier on the electric bill. So they're extremely nice units. When we can incorporate everything and really fine-tune the level of comfort. And like I said, it's not for everybody, but it is a nice option to consider.